Well, thanks everybody for being here this afternoon. Exciting day. Great group of seniors. Have had a terrific career and to lead us back into the postseason with 10 wins, and just couldn't be more excited for them today. You know, you dream as a little kid to get an opportunity to play college football. And at some point you had a favorite player that played in the pros. He was probably your hero. And now, you know, to see this group get this opportunity to go out and fulfill their dreams is something that's very special, and we're very proud of them and look forward to them having fun today. That's what today is. It's evaluated like one game, and I fully expect all the guys will have fun, enjoy themselves, and put their best foot forward. So with that, how about some questions, please?
How important is it for the program to have guys drafted and guys playing in the NFL?
Well, typically, if guys end up getting drafted, it means they had a pretty darn good college career. So there's usually a correlation between really good college careers and the opportunity. Now, whether or not you fit one of the 32 organizations based on your skill set will determine whether or not you get drafted and you end up making it. I mean, it's, you know, I couldn't make it economics-wise here as an undergraduate major, but I do know the simple supply and demand curve, and there's a lot more guys that want to play than get the opportunity. And for our guys, they get the best of both worlds. All these young men are graduates, handful in graduate school, and they're going to fulfill their dream. Let me know when that gets bad.
How do you pick one trait that's underrated in Danny's game? What would you say that is, and why do you think it's underrated?
You know, I think Danny's blocking, you know, was something that was definitely a question as we went through the whole season as the scouts came through. And he'll obviously be somewhat of a position move based on the organization that drafts him. If they draft him just for a fullback, maybe a little bit of a different role than he had here. If the offense uses an H-back, he'll be a perfect fit based on what they've been able to see here. So a lot of teams that were just I-formation teams wanted to know, you know, will he go put his face on guys? And, you know, he answered that, I think, with a big old exclamation point at the Senior Bowl. And not only that, then also his performance in the kicking game throughout the week. So I think that was his biggest question mark, and I think he's not only answered that on tape when he played for us and we put him in those roles, but maybe not as much as they'd like, but definitely at the Senior Bowl.
What do you remember about your pro day?
What do I remember about my pro day? I knew I would probably be the worst athlete working out at my pro day, number one, so I was really looking forward to it being over. I ran a 4.8240, and I did the worst cartwheel ever known to man, and the scouts looked at me like I had 3 heads. And I was the happiest guy in the world. I don't know if I had ever broken 5 flat in my training. So, yeah, that's about it. That's about the excitement right there, Skip. I didn't fall down. I didn't do anything crazy, and it was a lot of fun when it was over.
Reaction to goings on in Champaign, the change there.
Well, you know, I think first of all, my relationship with Lovey, you know, very thankful for his friendship. We've been friends for a long time, and very happy for him and for his family. And you know, wish him nothing but the best of luck in every game but one, as you would suspect. And you know, it's one of those situations where you hate to see what happened to Bill and his staff, but you know, this is an amazing profession. We get to impact so many great kids and help them take the next step in their lives, but it's a pretty darn tough business too. And you know, ecstatic for Lovey, but you know, your heart goes out to Bill, and he did a great job there, and you know, through some turbulent times. So you know,
what kind of an adjustment do you think you have to make from coming from the pros to the college?
You know, I'm sure he's available for comments, so ask him. I have no idea. You know, I have no idea.
A couple teams at the draft talked to Danny about potentially playing tight end for them. How do you think he would project in the NFL as a tight end?
I think he'd be great. You know, I mean, you look at him. I mean, he's 6'1", he's 240 pounds. He can run. He's physical. He's got a great demeanor, high football IQ. We've moved him around. He's played in the kicking game. I mean, you know, if you're an organization, you're trying to minimize risk, right? And I think he's about as low of a risk of a prospect, you know, that you're going to find. And we got a couple of those guys that are working out today. Their character is impeccable. Their work ethic's great, and they've got the tape to back up, and you know who they are. So I think whoever gets them is going to be ecstatic to have them in their organization.
What are you even hearing about Dean moving inside, moving outside, depending on the scheme defensively, and how does he translate to the next level?
I think a lot of organizations are intrigued by Dean. He's got a lot of position flexibility. So with that, again, comes the fact that, you know, if he's not this, then maybe he can be that. And when you're taking one of your, you know, 7, 8, 9, maybe 10 draft picks, I mean, you're just trying to minimize risk. And A lot of people are very excited about him. He put on a great performance at 296 pounds at the combine. Then they pop on his tape and they see his motor. I'm sure there's some negatives on all these guys. That's the way it works. But he's been just a terrific player for us, and I think he's going to have a long career. With that position flexibility, it gives him a chance to stay around for a little bit longer because he can do more. And guys get hurt, and that guy that's got that position flexibility, he can jump outside, he can jump inside, things of that nature.
Is he ideally a 3-4 end?
I'm sorry?
Is he ideally an end in a 3-4?
He was ideally a 4-3 DN for us. I mean, he was a great player. So, again, I don't want to project for the organizations because I don't know their personnel needs. I don't know necessarily their schemes. Do I think he can play in both schemes? Yeah, absolutely, because we've played a 3-down package here before, and he's had to not only play on the edge, but he's also moved inside and been a nose. So the NFL has got plenty of film to evaluate him on the outside and in the interior. So, again, I think that alleviates a lot of concern that they may have.
When you met with these guys an hour ago, what
Yeah.
was your message to them?
Yeah, have fun. Yeah, when I met with him an hour ago, I just said, have fun, be yourself, enjoy the day, encourage each other like you've always done. You've trained hard, you've worked hard, and we're incredibly proud of them. Now go enjoy kind of your last game, so to speak, for your dream, and just happy for them, happy for their families, and I expect they'll have a fun and exciting day today.
One of your former players, Sherrick, was in the building today. What's it been like for you to watch him the past couple of years in Chicago?
Incredibly proud of Sherrick. You could probably put him in a very short list for eligible candidates for being all-pro in the kicking game. He's embraced his role. He's definitely been a young man that I think maybe had to go through the side door to get his opportunity, and to watch the way that he has performed, the consistency, multiple coaching changes, and those coaching changes, the organization still loves him. I think that obviously speaks a lot to what he's done on the field, but more importantly off the field. I know he's very active in Bears Care. He's very active in the Chicagoland community. Just had a baby. It's when you start the recruiting process, and the NFL guys are one thing. I mean, you're incredibly proud of them because they're continuing to play, but I think that's the best blessing I have being here is, we have guys that go on to use this experience to be successful in life, and there's no better example than Sherrick. Just really, really proud of him, and hope he gets paid. He's a free agent now, so, if they still pay him to play the game, I'll be really, really happy for him.
What does Levy's arrival mean for the Northwestern-Illinois rivalry? How important is it for you guys to have an Illinois that's successful?
We focus on us, and we always have, and we always will. So any questions about them, you can ask them. I've been here now for a number of years, had staff consistency. We know who we are. We embrace who we are, and we believe we win with consistency because of who we are. Do we have to get better? Yeah, in a lot of ways, but that's what we're doing right now, 7 practices in the spring. So like I said, happy for Levy and his family, but our focus is on us.
When you hear him talk about wanting to dominate the state and all that, do you take that as a challenge?
Not the first person I've heard that from. So I've been here for 17 years. So
what does it do for your motivation? I mean, just as a whole, you have coaches like him and Harbaugh. I mean, what does that do for your motivation and your job?
Well, I mean, I think I'm a pretty competitive guy, and you expect to prepare your team the right way, and when you get to the fall, and your expectations are to win every game, and when you don't, it drives you crazy. You try to find solutions, create ways to be successful, but trust me, I mean, it gets overblown because of our level about who the coach is. It's about the program, it's about the guys, it's about who you're able to surround yourself with assistance-wise, and I think our league is in a really good place. I think the Big Ten is definitely returned to where we were back when I was playing, and it's exciting and it's fun and challenging, but that's what you sign up for. And fired up for this year. I think we've got a damn good football team, and the way we're working right now, it is not a very satisfied team. I think Dan's statement after the Senior Bowl is kind of indicative of our squad right now. He was happy but not satisfied. And that would be the way we looked at last year. I think everybody was happy with 10 wins, but no way, shape, or form are we satisfied, and trying to build off that momentum.
Is there anything you've changed in your years here to help these guys better prepare for things like this, Pro Day, maybe from day one here now?
Yeah, I don't know if it's anything I've changed. I think we've recruited better, and I think there's a direct correlation between our uptick in recruiting and the opportunity for guys to play on Sunday. And I think based on the feedback that I'm getting right now, we've got not only this great group, but we've got some more in the cupboard too that are getting still put on the purple and white. So a lot of work to do to develop those guys. You know, we study what teams are doing on Sunday. I've got a lot of great relationships with head coaches, front office people in the NFL, as you can imagine, doing this as long as I have. And I think we get great feedback not only on what we do, how we do things, how we're preparing our guys, how we're training them, how we're teaching them, but then also we'll make adjustments based on what we're seeing in the pro game with anticipation to it maybe trickling down into our game, but then also more importantly, trying to get fundamental and technique to make our guys better and make them better prepared. So I think you're always evolving and always trying to become better and whatever that means. But yeah, I think it's an ongoing process. If I were the NFL, I would change up the drills. I mean, my son Jack and Ryan and Brendan can do the NFL combine drills because they watch it on the NFL Network. You know, back when I was in school, you didn't know what you were going to do. And so that unknown, you just had to go play. Now, I mean, they got trainers to teach them how to tie their shoe properly to make sure the right pressure on my left foot is when I do the 3-cone or whatever. And, you know, giddy up. It's still about blocking, tackling, throwing, and catching. So nothing beats football in shorts. Excited about it. So
You haven't brought in anybody to stretch hands out, you know, to get that extra half inch?
no. No, maybe someday. I don't know. Is Nick doing it in Alabama? Maybe we'll be buying it. I don't know.
Arkansas. I think,
Yeah.
too.
Are they really?
Yeah.
Not shocking. Not shocking. Brett, tweet that out. Yeah, that'd be good. I love them. All right, guys. Thanks. Have a great day. All right. Thanks. Go Cats.